Season 1 was about transformation, realizing you can love your life and break free from stories that held you back. Now, in Season 2, we're stepping in a new frequency. What transformation looks like in real life. The messy middle. The real, raw conversations. If you're ready to live your truth, let's talk. This is Jessica Javens Talk. Welcome. We're here today so excited to share something with you that you cannot miss. If you are not feeling awesome with your health and your well-being, you cannot miss this episode. We're going to be talking about wellness and one of the best ways to keep your body, your mind, everything top notch. And as you know, I'm also a wellness coach, so I'm always learning more and more about what nature has to offer us because there is so much that we're missing out, especially here in this country. If you are in the United States, it's so interesting how we tend to go to medicine, traditional medicine, but we miss out on something that it's already available for us that brings so many benefits. And I'm so excited to come with you today to bring this guest. And she is amazing in how she was able to bring this to you, to everybody, and have access to one of the best things for your body. So I'd like to welcome today Nycole L. Johnson. Thank you so much, Nycole, for coming to the show today. Thank you.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Absolutely. So Nycole is going to share with us a little bit about how she came across what we're about to talk. And I'm making a suspense on purpose because I want you to stick with us. So Nycole is the founder of a company that is called R102 Wellness. And I wanted you to share with our audience right now, what is your company about? And then we'll dig in deeper.
All right. So we are a wellness-based product, service, and now service brand. So R102 stands for Rose of Sharon, all naturals. The 102 stands for the number of minerals that your body can use daily. So we specialize in sea moss and functional mushrooms, but we also are branding out to expand our offerings to other wellness products. But right now, that's our main focus.
I love it. I'm into all of that stuff. So, but you shared some new things with me today that I'm so excited to try. Yes. So tell me, why did you start in this journey and how it happened?
So my journey started out of something that I was going through and experiencing. So back in 2013, I was involved in a car accident. The car accident basically took a part of my life. It didn't do anything necessarily on the outside, but inside in. So when I was being treated, because none of the things that were happening to me were surgical, so it was all muscle related, and it was causing a lot of pain and a lot of stress on my body, which hence the doctors placed me on a bunch of medication. They also put me in a bunch of physical therapy. I went through all these methods and nothing was helping. And so what it was doing, the medicine was causing me to have a lot of side effects, meaning I was having headaches, migraines, never experienced migraines in my life.
Wow.
I was experiencing hair loss. I was experiencing being pre-diabetic because I gained all this weight.
Oh, yeah.
I experienced all these things, depression, and all these things were just happening to me. And I didn't know how to stop this train wreck from happening. Prior to that accident, I was working out. I was doing things for my body. A lot of things happened to me in 2013 was a pivotal moment. I lost my mom. I lost my job. I was in a car accident. I also started another business during that time and started going after my MBA.
That's a lot.
Yes, a lot had happened. And I lost my church home. So it was a lot that year. Fast forward, I went to get my hair braided by someone and they told me, hey, your hair is falling out. You need to try sea moss. And I was like, sea moss? What's that?
I would probably have the same reaction.
Right. And so she gets to telling me this thing. So I said, okay, fine. I'll go try it. So I learned how to make it and I made some for myself.
Okay.
Immediately, I was like, I cannot do this every day. This
Why?
is so disgusting.
Oh, is it like the
It
taste?
was the taste and just the whole idea of it all, because you never heard of it, right?
Right, right.
And so it was the taste mostly. It tastes like the sea.
Oh,
So tried it for like 3 days and gave up. And then I went back to her like a whole year later, and she said, "You really need to figure out and get on the sea moss because your hair is really falling out." And so I was like, okay, if I do this, I got to flavor this stuff because I can't get through it.
interesting how you came up with that.
Yes.
I don't know if I would have thought about that.
Yes. And so I did. And it was during the hype of the pandemic. At that time, of course, everybody was looking for ways to boost their immune system.
Oh,
And sea
yeah.
moss was one of the things that people were heavily seeking. But people don't even realize sea moss has been around forever. So a lot of the stars on the West Coast have been taking sea moss forever. And a lot of Caribbeans grow up taking sea moss. So
Really?
yes. So it's not anything new. It's just new to us.
Right.
And then during the pandemic, we ended up, oh, let me get some sea moss. So when I flavored it, people learned I was flavoring it, and my DMs blew up. And people were traveling to get this stuff. And so before I knew it, I had a company. I wasn't trying to have a company. My background is IT.
Wow.
So 20 plus years in IT, and life changed, and I had a business before I knew it. But let me say this, I did ask God to give me the vision for a business during that time because I wanted to be in business, but I didn't know what. So I tried a couple things, and none of those stuck. This did.
Wow.
And so after doing flavoring it, I started off with I formulate them into gels and sea moss gels. And people, it was pineapple and strawberry I started off with. And people were coming, they was taking orders. Somebody was coming from Northwest Indiana, driving back and forth, tons of orders, because they saw the difference. I had a cousin who caught COVID. He was in the hospital on ventilators, and his wife learned that I was making the sea moss. Well, she came and got it. He took it, and 3 days later, he was outside on a bike like it was nothing, and he recovered faster. And so people saw that, and so it just
That's
grew and grew and grew.
impressive.
So then I started that portion of the company, just making those two sea moss, and I researched functional mushrooms, which was chaga. And chaga, I learned all the benefits of chaga as being an antioxidant and all helping with skin health and high blood pressure. And I was like, okay, I got to learn more about this. And I had that going on as well. So I had actually 4 products. I had elderberry syrup as well. So I had 4 products going.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's kind of the gist of how I got started.
Congratulations. And how long have you had this company open now?
5 years.
Wow. And in
Yes.
5 years, you have a brick and mortar, and now you are offering these products nationwide in the United States. Is that right?
Well, I did during the pandemic
Uh-huh.
because people were contacting me.
Yeah.
So I was shipping this stuff everywhere. So
Wow.
at that point in time, I just got the brick and mortar. So I just opened that in last October. But all of it was online, basically in vending events. So
Wow.
yes.
That's amazing.
Mhm.
So tell me a little bit about how the CMOS benefited you of all of those problems. How did it benefit you? Like, tell me, because you gave me a list of all of the issues that you started having due to mainly drugs, the medication that you got to start feeling better after your car accident.
Yes. So what the CMOS did for me, and I can give you a list of benefits as well. Basically, let me give you the list of benefits. So it helps with energy. It can help with your hair loss. It can help with your hair, your skin. If you have eczema, psoriasis, those kind of things, it helps there. It can help with your digestion system. It can help with inflammation. It can also help in moods. It also helps with libido. It does a lot of different things.
Wow.
So what it did for me is that it gave me energy initially, and that's what most people experience at first. It gives you energy, not like a coffee jittery kind of deal.
Uh-huh.
It's a natural energy boost.
So it doesn't have caffeine.
No.
Okay.
No, not at all. Once I got that energy, I placed my whole mind frame in a different state of mind.
Uh-huh.
So what I did was I changed my eating habits. I started using that energy in positive ways like walking and things like that. So that pre-diabetic stage, I was out of it. I lost 30 pounds
Wow.
just from that, and just that inflammation that was forming in my body
Mm-hmm.
started to die down, that I was not feeling as bad.
Amazing.
So all of those things was working in my good. Now I started taking sea moss because of my hair loss,
That's
right?
right.
It did not help with my hair. It did everything else.
You're kidding.
Yeah.
That's
So,
amazing.
and I tell people that all the time. Everybody's going to get a different result just because we're made up differently.
True.
And it just depends on what you're doing, you know, and what we're putting in our bodies. So most people thought I was just eating the sea moss and losing all this weight and feeling fabulous and doing this. Nope. I was not just eating it. I was doing things to help promote it. And that's the key thing to it.
True.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's very important and valid because regardless of what you're doing for your health, as humans, we don't depend on just one thing.
Yes.
There's a combination of things.
Yes.
But what's important is that you make that one change and then one at a time can take you to the next, right?
Yes.
That's something I like to tell my kids sometimes. I'm like, if you create a good habit, that might take you to another good habit. If you create a bad habit, that might create another bad
Yes,
habit. So you
yes.
have to be careful which one you start,
The consequences. Either way it goes, a consequence.
right?
Yes.
Very interesting. So why did you go from sea moss then to mushrooms and added that to your wellness products and services?
Again, I was building. So I was like, okay, so this helps in this area. Let me figure out something else. Someone put something on social media that intrigued me. And so I was like, oh, okay. And I was following this guy. He was offering sea moss, but he was offering a different form of sea moss. And so he started talking about chaga. And I was like, what's chaga? And he was selling it. And I wanted to learn more about it. And I did. And so I did my research. And then I said, let me try it. So I tried it now when you first get it. So it doesn't look, when I talk about mushrooms, people are instantly thinking I'm talking about a pizza mushroom or a psychedelic. I'm not talking about either. So we don't have that here, there. I'm talking about a medicinal, functional mushroom. So it does not look like the typical, what you would normally see as far as a mushroom. Chaga looks like a rock.
Wow.
And it is only produced in certain parts of the country. So it grows off of a birch tree.
Oh.
And those birch trees that it grows off of are usually in colder climates. So there are some in the United States, but they're all the way near Canada and stuff like that. So chaga has a lot of antioxidants in there. And a lot of people don't know that, again, chaga's been around forever. A lot of ancient Chinese ethnicities use it all the time. And so chaga has that. It's known to help. It's known to help with people who had diabetes or high cholesterol or high blood pressure. It also helps with skin health. So it's versatile and it does a lot. It's one of the stronger mushrooms that is currently being looked into for like cancer fighting properties.
Oh, so it's strong in that sense. I was going to
Yes.
ask you in what sense. Interesting.
Yes. Yes.
Wow. So how do you work with that? Do you actually have the mushroom itself or do you get it dehydrated like in powder? Like how does that work?
So I get it as if in its rare form. So it's a rock. It looks like rocks. And I basically boil it down into a tea. And so I flavor it. So, because if you taste it by itself, it's really earthy. It tastes extremely earthy. So I know, especially in my cultures, that people will tend to not do that because of the taste.
Yep.
So I ended up flavoring it, and it now tastes like kind of like a peach tea.
Interesting.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yes.
So how does this flavoring work? Because I'm thinking like, what did she do? Did you buy something? You squeeze it in? Like, how did you flavor it to make all of these products interesting and more fun for people? I would say.
Yes. So my niche with the sea moss is because if you have it by itself, if you have it plain, which I'm going to be an advocate for the plain all day long because it has nothing in it, right? When you add stuff to it, of course, you're going to have calories, you're going to have sugar, you're going to have all this. everything that I have pretty much has some type of flavor to it. But it's to the point where I want to get it to where people will at least try it, right? Then you get on it, you feel the benefits from it, and then you want to do something different, better for yourself, which I'm going to always be an advocate for plain.
Yeah.
But I flavor everything naturally. Everything that I have, not everything, about 98% of things that I have are vegan based. And so with the sea moss, it comes in 5 different flavors. And they're all made out of natural products. So I use a lot of agaves, and there's some coconut sugars there. It depends on the product. And so not only do we have what is known as the gel, which you eat and it reminds you kind of like a jelly or an applesauce. It depends on which one you get.
How do you eat it?
You take 1 to 2 tablespoons a day only. Do not take more than that. Only because also sea moss helps with thyroids, right? But it can also destroy your thyroid because it has iodine in it.
Oh, you have to be careful with the quantity.
Iodine, yes. And I always tell people to take the recommended dosage, drink lots of water with that too, so it can help with carrying it throughout your system. So you take that way. I also formulate it into drinks. So the drinks I have are called splashes, and they come in 4 different flavors. And they're made with a coconut water.
Oh my gosh, I drink coconut water every day.
Yes.
That's awesome that you combine them.
And then we have shots. Shots are the sea moss. They come in like 2-ounce containers. Sea moss, and it has coconut water, it has aloe in it. It also has pineapples and all that other good stuff. And it has cold pressed ginger in it, so it gives you a kick.
Oh my gosh,
and it helps build on that. So I want to point out that regular sea moss starts off at 90. Usually the claim is, let's say that the claim is that you get 92 minerals out of just sea moss by itself.
You're kidding.
By itself. Now when you add things like ginger or the other herbs to it, it helps build that up to that 102.
Oh my goodness.
So the shots are mighty and powerful, and they get you right. They get you right.
That is so awesome. So is the recommended dosage for all of them once a day?
Once a day.
Okay.
Like the drinks, I have the 1 serving in there. You can drink 1 a day.
So that would substitute the jelly.
Yes, you do not mix.
You don't have to.
People do, if they come in and they'll buy a gel and they'll buy drinks to offset, so they can have something that lasts them a little bit at a time. So they alternate them. So they'll take gel one day, do a drink the next day.
Makes sense.
Drinks also are for people who have texture issues. They don't like the texture of certain things.
True.
And also the drinks also help with grab and go situations. So you just grab one and go out the door. Yeah. Whereas the gel, some people, the reason I started flavoring it is because people didn't like the taste of it, right? And they were making smoothies every day. So the objective was for them to just be able to eat it and go. That's how that works, and that's what they're able to do. They don't have to make a smoothie every day. They don't have to try to incorporate it every day.
That's me, because sometimes I don't want to make. I don't have time to make a smoothie.
That part, and we also make the sea moss into a pain cream. We also had.
How does that work?
That works with essential oils that help heal the body, muscle tensions, bruising, that kind of deal. And so we use essential oils and the sea moss to incorporate it, and you just rub it on your skin or wherever you're aching. It's a topical. So it won't probably get down deep tissue, but it'll do anything surface level, and it'll help in those areas.
That's amazing.
Because sea moss help with inflammation.
Yeah, because I was thinking about taking it orally. Yes, it helps with the inflammation, but never thought about putting it on the skin. That's so interesting.
And it has collagen in there. I do make a sea moss face mask. It has collagen in it. So if you put the face mask on your skin, it kind of feels like it's pulling your skin.
Really?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
And it's soft. It makes your face so soft.
That is so cool. What's the number one product that you would say that is your best seller?
Excuse me. I would say it depends on everybody's intention. if any of my products, I'm going to always say the gel is most effective.
Mm-hmm.
I sell it in capsules as well.
Oh,
Yeah. But I'm always going to be an advocate of the gel because that's where I see the most transformation. So I would say that our pineapple is generally the highest seller on the gel side. On the drink side, it's our peach mango. That one is our highest seller. So out of all of those, and our shots are very popular. So the shots go very fast.
yeah.
So on that side of things, on the mushroom side of things, which we haven't talked about just yet, but on
Yes.
the mushroom side of things, I would say the lion's mane is the most popular.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
That's the one I hear the most. So tell me about the mushrooms and educate us about the difference. I think you work with the three different ones,
yes,
right?
yes.
Tell me the different benefits from each one because I take them, but I just know a little bit, and I think most people just know a little bit.
Yes.
So educate us.
Even if they don't even know a little bit, they know nothing. But they take it.
That's true.
So, what I do with each one of my products, and I want to say this, is that I research them and I make sure that I understand them and I take them to see what kind of benefits that I receive from them. And it doesn't mean that if it doesn't work for me, it won't work for others. That's not my goal there, but at least I have the experience, right?
Absolutely.
So I do chaga, which I talked about before. I also have lion's mane and I also have cordyceps. So those are my three mushroom product lines. The chaga and the lion's mane, well, the chaga and the lion's mane come in tea formations.
Okay.
So there is the chaga, tastes like the peach tea, and it comes in two sizes. The lion's mane, one size, but it has lavender in it.
Oh.
Lavender is also an inflammation reducer, but they both together help with moods. So lion's mane, if you do not know what lion's mane is, it helps with your brain cognitives. It helps with function. It helps with focus. It helps with memory. So those two combinations. But on the flip side of things, I have a lion's mane tincture, which is a herbal drop that you just place under your tongue once a day and go about your business, or you can put it in a drink.
So it's concentrated.
It's very concentrated. It's like a extract that is pulled naturally from the actual lion's mane. I also have cordyceps in that formation. Cordyceps helps with stamina, energy, libido. It helps in those areas. So it gives you a little energy kicker. So that is a herbal drop or tincture, as people know, an extract that people can purchase. The chaga also the chaga with the antioxidants, people don't know that it also gives you energy too. So I tell people when they buy the drink that they can warm it up and drink it as a warm tea, or they can drink it cold. But you can only drink so much of that a day. You have to be careful with that one. You only do 4 to 8 ounces a day.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, Nycole, what are the 3 top complaints that people have that make them want to start incorporating this in their diet and daily routine? What are the top 3 most common issues?
Energy. My company focuses on energy, not so much relaxation, even though we have the lion's mane kind of deal. But it also, we focus on energy because that's a constant complaint. We also focus on people wanting an overall booster in immunity health. So that is the second one I would say. Now we have those here and there, of course, that people want to lose weight and those kind of things.
Oh,
and which,
yeah.
yes, we have the products can work that way, but you have to make them work that way. My key line when I'm out and about and people asking me, well, I want this, I want to lose weight. I'm like, I always say, I don't sell magic. Nothing that you buy can sustain you you might lose the weight, but you have to keep taking it because something is out of line and within yourself.
I love that. Something is out of line.
Yes. So it can help you lose weight. It helped me lose 30 pounds. But I took the resources from it and put it into a sense to make it work for me. Meaning I took the energy from it and I started having a better mindset and changing my eating habits, drinking more water and exercising.
Beautiful.
That helped boost it. It helped kick it in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that. Just like we were saying, one good habit took you to another one. That's
Yes.
why it's important to start, not
Yes.
to think, oh, I have to do all of that.
Yes,
No,
start
just one thing at a time.
and you have to continuously do it.
Right.
The other part of things is people want the microwave effect. The microwave effect is not a good effect because it can zap you right real quickly, but if you don't keep doing something to make it work,
Right.
or your body adapts to it, then what? You're back at square one. So you always want to do it in a conscious mind of I'm going to improve each step each time and continue to do that. So you can't take the sea moss one day and be like, oh, I don't feel it.
Right.
It's not working for me.
Right.
You have to do it at least 30 days.
Yes. I love that you said that because we are living in a time where everything is instant. Everything is now. I want the result now. I want the gratification, the results now. And it doesn't work that way. If something's going to be sustainable and you're going to benefit, you have to keep putting the effort.
Yes.
And one of the ways that you were sharing with me earlier that you do that is by, of course, educating the people.
Yes.
Knowledge is power. And you don't know until you actually know. So you also have a podcast. So tell us about that.
So the podcast, the Coco Johnson podcast, all things
I love the
wellness.
name.
Thank you. I am Coco. That's a nickname that my family given me and grew up on. Actually, I prefer that name over Nycole, but that's a whole nother story. But the Coco Johnson podcast focuses on all things wellness. Now, that doesn't mean that we're talking about cedar moss all day long. It means that I bring on different professionals in different areas that work in a sense of wellness. So it can be a financial coach. It can be a mental health therapist. We focused in on teen therapists. Therapy, sorry. We had Latino therapists in. We had a comedian that came in and talked about laughter can be the best medicine sometimes. So we focused on food disparities and things of that nature, things that are bringing awareness, that are topics that aren't generally, they're there. People know, but they don't know how to receive the resources, or they don't understand how deep it is, right? You hear it. You don't think about food deserts, right? You just hear about them. But there is so many in the city of Indianapolis. It's crazy.
Wow.
And so until you bring those things to light and give people the resources, I want to be that resource to help people understand that there are other ways, alternative ways, just like my products. There are alternative ways of getting the help that you need.
Absolutely. Thank you. That's awesome. Yes. It's so important that we're using our time effectively to get the right source of information in the middle of so much distraction and lights everywhere. So thank you for that. That's awesome. Tell me what are maybe 2 or 3 different things that you would like our listener that's here today to take away with them and that they can share with their loved ones, that they maybe can start right now. Let's talk about something that they can start right now that is small, that you think that it can start them in that journey that maybe they've been procrastinating or thinking it's too expensive or maybe thinking it's too much work or maybe they don't have time. What are the top 2 or 3?
Constant reminders that you are worth it. Those things help. And of course, having a cheering squad also help, but you also have to believe that as well. So, in terms of you have to put yourself in a mind frame, even if it's small steps. Like I got to a point where I was using sticky notes and I would put different quotes or how I was feeling and I put them on my mirror and place them there. So those are like my reminders of my journey to this point. And so I have all these post-it notes on my thing. Also education. We have so many connections to educations. Now that doesn't mean that all information is positive, or it doesn't mean it's correct. So you have to use discernment to understand what is best for you. Everything is not a one size fit all thing. So what may have worked for me may not work for you, but you have to find that in your inner self of what works for you. Right. So, though that step helped me. And then I surround myself with positive people.
Mm.
Even when I'm down, I don't even call these people. When I'm down, I don't even call the people. They call me. I haven't heard from them. And they like, I felt something. Something's not right with you. What's going on?
That's awesome.
That is the type of atmosphere, and those are the people that I surround myself with. And I do that for them as well.
Of course, that's why it comes and goes.
Yes, you have to keep pouring into something. You can't always pour out.
No,
you have to also pour in. And so surrounding yourself with the right people helps in that mindset. And then also just being honest with yourself. You know, that's hard. And that's still hard for me. It's still a hard pill to swallow. And yes, I do have bad days. And yes, there's circumstances in life. Life is going to life, right?
Yeah.
So you have to be able to suck it up. And not to say it happens overnight, but you have to get to that mind frame. So meditation, right? I'm learning more and more and more and more and more about that. Calming down, right? Trying to stop running with everything that's happening on social media, everything that's happening on the news, trying to slow down. Like on Sundays, I do not even get on social media. That is my day of not doing it. I don't like social media to a certain degree, but being that I'm in business,
it's necessary.
I have to be, right? So I had to get to the point where I stopped people and I had to start giving them boundaries. Because people will call me at 9:00 on a Sunday saying, I want to order CMOS. And I'm like, we're not doing that.
No.
You have to give them boundaries, and then they will adapt to your boundaries.
Of course, absolutely.
So you have to learn how to set boundaries. People know not to call me on a Sunday. I will not pick up. Even my family and friends, they don't even bother me because they know I will not.
That's awesome that you set that up, and how important that is to keep your health and self-love in check. Yes. That's awesome. Yes. It's very important to do that. It's never a waste of time, much the opposite. That's great. So tell me, what is the difference between your life prior to that crazy year that you have in 2013 and the life that you have today, and you compare your life with IT and your career at the time, because it was almost 20 years that you were working with IT?
20 years.
That's amazing. That's like me in banking was almost 22.
Yeah.
And then you now working with your own business, being an entrepreneur, being your own boss, and following your dream.
So then I've always been a go-getter. So I armed myself with a whole lot of education, right? The degrees that they said that you needed.
Right.
And I don't know how. I'm not going to tell people not to go to school or anything, but there's a different path now.
Yep.
So I was in school. I've earned 3 degrees and had, I was dealing with the IT world. In the IT world at that time, it's changing now, but at that time, it was hard for me because I was not only a female, I was an African-American female in a male dominant.
That is so true.
Area.
Oh, yeah.
And so I had a lot of things I had to battle. And so I got to a point where I got tired of battling, right? So I decided that, I told you in 2013, I formed a business with a good friend of mine. We had this business because we were like, we got all these student loans. We got to figure out how to pay these suckers.
True. Yeah.
And we were in the nonprofit world. So we ended up forming this business, and that gave me some sense of, I can do some of this stuff, right?
Yeah.
We dissolved that business in like 2015, but fast forward, it gave me light to, I can actually possibly do something different other than being, I can be in charge in another way, right? Because I had these positions that weren't gratifying, right? People say, go in IT, you're going to make all this money. I didn't. That didn't happen. That was not my story.
Look at that.
So now I'm trying to make a way that is different, and I'm being a trailblazer in my community, in my family, and in my personal life, that other people like, I can't believe that you're doing this. I said, I can't either. This is not me. This is God, because I didn't believe that I would be doing this right now, because if I was going to be in business, it was going to be something totally different.
That's amazing.
Yes.
How the transformation kept happening in your life and where you are today.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Congratulations. I feel so proud. I'm like, wow, that's amazing. This is what our podcast is about.
Yes.
It is about loving your life and how overcoming and using all of the setbacks, whatever they were, as a way to catapult you towards your true self and your dream and your purpose.
Yes.
So
Purpose.
you're a beautiful example of that, and I really appreciate it. I want you to tell our listeners now how they can reach you. Again, your podcast and your social media, your website, and so forth. So share that with us.
All right. So R102 Wellness. You can find us online, www.r102wellness.com. That's our new website. You can find us on social media, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, under either R102 Wellness or Rosa Sharon All Naturals. You can find us both there. You can also Google us. It'll come up. Or you can Google my name, Nycole L. Johnson, spelled with the Y instead of an I. We have a brick and mortar. So you can find us on 3140 North Illinois Street, across the street from the Children's Museum in Indianapolis. You can find our products at Georgetown Market on the west side of Indianapolis.
Wow.
You can also find us on Uber Eats, DoorDash.
That's awesome.
And in the community, I do a lot of vending events. So any one of those avenues, you can find us. And we were just featured on the news, so you can find us on their fox59.com. So there's a lot of opportunities to find us. There's no way you cannot.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. And I've done the mushrooms. I have not done the sea moss and everything. So I'm so excited. I can't wait to try it myself.
Yes.
And I want to tell you, it has been such an honor to have you here.
Yes.
And it was a pleasure to meet you, and that you keep shining and enlightening the world with all what God gave us in creation, and making that available for all of us, and using your story as an inspiration. So thank you so, so much. So you can do just one little thing that will help somebody. Share this episode. Make sure you follow Nycole's business and you check it out so you can start benefiting right now as well. This is Jessica Javens Talk, and this show is produced by the IamBeastNetwork.com, and it's brought by Forever Living, the aloe vera juice that changed my wellness, and also the new wine bar that my brother opened with his partners in Fort Lauderdale. My brother is a sommelier, and I'm so proud of him, and the place is booming. It's called Through the Vine. So if you're going down to South Florida, you have to stop there. Again, this is Jessica Javens, and this is Jessica Javens Talk. See you on the next episode. Let's talk. This is Jessica Javens Talk.